keep up to date with all things tech? Of course you do! Make sure you hit subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. Of course, today is Saturday, the 4th of July, and we are live here on MMBTechTv. I hope you are well. If this is your first time here, my name is Ryan, and if you want to keep up to date with all things tech, all you need to do is make sure that you hit subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss anything. So, apologies, we did say that we were going on live at 9 o'clock. Of course, I can see the time now. Here in the UK, it's nearly 10 to 10 at night. As you may be aware, we have moved into some new premises, and we did a load of tests earlier on in the week in terms of the broadband and being able to stream well enough with 2 different cameras. We did all that, all the tests went well, we were happy with the stream output, what it was doing, and then it's obviously come to tonight when we've connected everything up, and for some reason it's just not worked, so we've had to revert back to a backup plan. So I want to say a huge thank you for sticking around. For those of you that I've seen that you have been in the chat and chatting to each other, which is always great, because of course we are a community here, we are a community, but it's been really nice for you guys to stick around, so I hope you enjoy the show. Now, speaking about the show, of course, the show was designed with you in mind. So, of course, you guys control the show and you guys control exactly what happens. And there are a variety of ways of which you can get involved. And this is exactly how you can get involved in the show. Have a look. Want to have your say on the show? Well, now you can. You can send your questions and comments in the live chat box and be part of the live community. You can email your questions into us at info@mmbtechtv.co.uk. You can visit the website mmbtechtv.co.uk and submit your questions there, or contact us through any of our social media platforms. So, what are you waiting for? Have your say. So indeed, have your say, because of course it's your show as well, and that is how you can get involved. So I've got my iPad out here, because of course we're reverting as this is all our backup stuff that we've got at the minute. So I'm going to jump into the chat so I can see. Let's have a little scroll up and have a look. So Gary Middlebrook, you're here. Good evening to you. Thank you. Gary is one of our moderators. So of course he may be answering some stuff on my behalf. So go and have a chat, or you might be able to reply to some of the stuff in there. So Gary, good evening to you. Victor, thank you very much. You're here with us every time. So welcome. Hi to you. I hope you're well. Thanks for sticking by. Who else have we got down here as well? Neo A. Neo, hello to you. Hope you're well. Thanks for dropping in on the live stream, and most importantly, thanks for being really, really patient. Because of course, entertainment never goes live. It never goes well, does it? It never goes live, and the problems. But nevertheless, we're here anyway. We're here. So let's jump straight in. I can see that you're all here. Let's have a look. You may be aware there may be some lag and stuff, but that is where we are with it tonight. So stick with us, all right? So in tonight's show, of course, we moved to our new home. This is our new studio right here. For those of you that saw us on our Instagram live streams, that's the picture that I was having put up, that little one there. It was killing me. There was no picture there, but there is now, but that's there. But of course we moved into our new home, and in a new home does come some teething problems, as we've mentioned a little bit earlier on. So we are here, we're getting there, and it feels really, really comfortable. It feels like we've got a bit of a home now, because it's not just my home, it's yours as well, because of course you join us here all the time. So if you've got any ideas, suggestions, I know one of our viewers is doing us some artwork, like a big A1 poster that's going to go on this wall here, I think, and I don't know if we're going to put something on there yet, but if you want to send in some fan art, or if you design stuff, anything like that, feel free, send it in. We love all that good stuff, so send it in. But yes, really, really happy with that. We're really happy that we've settled in. I like it. And of course, because to celebrate that, you guys decided on what tonight's episode was going to be all about. And tonight, we're talking about vlogging. More so, we're talking about smartphone vlogging, because to be completely honest, the cameras now are probably better on your smartphones, on these right here, right? So, for example, I actually filmed the show on my Samsung S10 Plus. All the videos you've been seeing come out of these. So what is the actual point of having a big DSLR or a mirrored camera, all right, when you can actually have, sometimes you've got it in your pocket. That is all you need to create awesome content. And the beauty about using your smartphone is you don't, no setting up, no messing around. You can just pull it out and capture that moment, or capture that bit of content that you want to do. Now, I know a few of you that are already in the chat. I've started hosting some of your own stuff. So, for example, Gary Middlebrook does. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it, Gary, but it's called Gaza Explores, and it's following him as he explores local places and stuff. So, Gary, if you're watching, put your link in the description to your channel as well. Go and check him out. And if there's anyone else on here that has a YouTube channel as well, feel free, get that in the chat box, because again, it's a community. This YouTube community, it's a big community. So feel free, Gary, get your YouTube link in there and get people having a look at your content. Go and have a look. But of course, because Gary does vlogging and stuff, I thought, what a great way to start off a nice, comfortable one in our new studio, and talk you through some bits that you could have that are pretty cheap that would help excel possibly some of your vlogging requirements. Now, a lot of them are not expensive. You don't need to buy the big, high-end, really expensive brands, when the ones that are just as good are literally just next to it for a fraction of the cost. So I'm going to take you through a few bits in the live stream. I'm going to show you exactly where you can get them. Then after the live stream, the links will be available in the show notes. So you'll have to wait until after the show is done, but we'll get them in there. So if you have got any questions in the meantime, get them in the chat box. I can see, looking at the chat, we've got, let's have a look. Neo, what camera would you recommend for beginners that cost under £100? Personally, I'm not a big camera person in terms of DSLRs and mirrorless cameras and stuff. Gary, who's in the chat, might be able to help you a little bit, because he has a camera like that. He might be able to give you more advice than what I probably could. But I honestly believe that the best cameras that you could possibly have are the ones that are in your pocket, because the cameras on them are phenomenal, and it's just literally there ready for you to take out and capture. So it may be worth having a chat, but I can have a look for you once the show's done, and give you a bit of or try and point you in the right direction, if that's all right for you. Let's have a look. So Victor, you're saying the new setup is excellent. Thank you. Unfortunately, due to the backup camera that we've got here, it doesn't really show it well enough. If the show would have gone on as well as it did, or in terms of if it would have gone properly, we would have been, normally I stream using my Samsung S10 Plus using the Streamlabs app, which goes wirelessly to the computer. And then what I normally do is I have an iPhone that's cabled, that sits on this, which would have been over the table for a bit of a close-up shot. But because things have gone a bit Pete Tong, I've had to revert to using the iPhone as my main camera. So yeah, so ultimately they're the best cameras in the world. You don't actually need them, or you would. I mean, you can wire these in, but again, I've not brought that with me. But let's get straight into the main subject. Let's get straight in there. So, in today's show, don't forget as well, I forgot to mention, if you would like to super chat as well, the super chat option is there if you want to donate into the show. Of course, it's greatly appreciated if you do super chat, and of course the money that you put in will go straight into the show as well. So if you want to do that, it'll be a huge respect. Please feel free to do it, only if you want to, and only if you've got it. So let's start off. Now, the best thing for you to start off with, of course, you need a smartphone to do it, whether that be iOS or Android, but I would suggest looking at some third-party photography or videography apps. So third-party apps, ones where you can really go in, home into the app and tweak your camera to suit you, instead of letting your camera make the decisions for you. So in terms of being able to change the exposure settings, just any sort of setting to do with the camera. If you feel a certain vibe is not right when you're looking down the lens, then you can utilize these tools to change how you want that scene to look. And there are a few available. You'll be able to go on the iOS and even on Google Play, and you'll be inundated with loads of them. But what I've managed to do is pick out two. One of them being Open Camera. Open Camera is a free app on Android, and again, it gives you that where you can tweak, you can pull it apart, you can really utilize what all the options that are within the app. So it's definitely worth having a look. So there's Open Camera, that's there, and the other one is a brilliant one. You do have to pay for it, I'm afraid, but it's called Filmic Pro. You may have heard of it if you looked at the iOS launch, maybe, but Filmic Pro is a great app, and it is available on both iOS and Android, but I think iOS covered it really massively on one of their launches. So again, it's just in terms of the usability, how you can handle it, what you do on the lens. The UI is really user-friendly. So if you're new going into it, you can tweak, play with it, do what you need to do. And from using it myself, it is phenomenal. It is really, really good. So it is definitely worth having a look at it. I think you may have to pay for it. I'm not quite sure. But it's definitely worth taking a look. Definitely worth having a look at it. So the two that I would recommend there, so either Open Camera or this one, which is Filmic Pro. And again, I'll make sure that the links are in the description at the end of the show. So make sure you come back and check it out a little bit later on. Make sure you go and have a look. But you can literally do loads of stuff. Like you can see, there's like customizable settings. You can really play about with stuff. And I think if you've got the iPhone 11 Pro Max, I think you can. Filmic Pro allows you to capture from all camera angles, so you can use the front, the back, and you can play with it more as a professional. So it's definitely worth having a look into. And you can see there, there is a bunch of options that you can choose from. So definitely worth having a look. So always recommend highly looking into a third-party app for any sort, if you're into photography or videography. So it's definitely worth having a look. So once you've managed to decide what app you want to do, you've gone into it, you've tried to be really comfortable with it and get used to the settings and the fixtures and all that kind of stuff, you then need to look at stabilizing by using either a tripod or a gimbal. There are a mountain of these available online. There are a bunch of them, but I've brought two in that I use, I would say daily, but when I'm filming I will use them quite a bit, and these just help so much in terms of filming, keeping stuff steady, because as we know, most smartphones do have stabilizers on board. They have got them, but having that added extra, it's just great. Now you can pick up things like the Joby GorillaPod, which is the one with the bendy legs, which you can then secure onto all sorts of stuff. But I picked up a different one when I was looking back a bit ago, and I've got this one right here. Now, if we did have my close-up camera, I would have been able to show you. So it's a normal tripod, all right. So it's just your normal bog standard tripod, just like that. But it has got this little ball pivot head on the top, which then allows you to then reset this into the desired position that you want. So again, depending on where you're filming, what angles you want to get. But the good thing I like about this is it's got a notch down the side here, which if you're doing things like Instagram lives and stuff, all you would do is pop that down the side and you've automatically got a portrait shot just straight there. So then you can pop it there, put your phone in, and you've already got a straight portrait shot. It's great, isn't it? And not only can you pivot it around, you can do your portrait shot there, but just like the Joby, you can bend the legs on these as well, and you can bend them, you can put them around a tree, you can do absolutely all sorts with it. You can do absolutely everything, and these you can pick up really, really cheap. So for example, this one, Let's take you over to Amazon for a minute. So this is this is not the one that I've got in my hand, but this is similar, or the next best thing that you'd be looking at. So I would highly recommend, by the way, getting one of these. These are actually really, really good. But if you wanted to get one, again, all the links will be in the description at the end of the show. But you can pick this up, for example, just over £15. So it's like £15.29, I think it says there. But you can see there that you've got the bendy legs. With this one, in fact, you get a Bluetooth shutter. That will help if you've got a smartphone and you can do your play, pause, play and stop, that kind of stuff. But you can highly recommended that. And they don't just come with this fixed on as well. You can unscrew it off, just like that, and then you can attach anything that takes a quarter jack just on the top there. But again, I love this. This is for me, having it in here, doing if you ever see some of the B-roll shots that I do in some of the reviews, that's used with this, capturing all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely worth having a look. And for the sake of £15, and Gary, I'm gonna compare this to you because of what you do. So when Gary, perhaps you're out, you're doing your big discussion piece, you're out in the field or the woods, that kind of stuff. You could literally grab this around there, pivot it, and do pieces to camera with both hands. I think that's originally I was doing something in a tree. That's why I needed something like this. But these are definitely worth a look for the sake of £15, and you don't have to spend the £50 or the £60 that the normal Jovi ones are. So you can, as I always say, there's opportunity. There's always something else that's going to be cheaper, or there's you can always find the next best thing, and that's why I like doing this show. So you can get one of them. It's for about £15. You could probably even get the ones cheaper, but it's worth having a look. But of course, we'll put them. Now, if you're not into having these kind of ones, and you want to get perhaps you want to get a nice flow, you want to get a nice kind of slow panning motions, you want to get almost cinema like, what you can pick up is something called a gimbal. If you don't know what a gimbal is, now I've got two. I've got one here which is an older one, which is in this really weird case. So it is an older one. Let's open it up for you, and then I'll show you the newer one. So this is an older one, so it's got 3 motors in, and it helps to control and balance your shot, so it avoids the shaky movement and keeps it all nice and kind of slow moving, firm. And Gary, I'm going to repeat that to you again, because Gary bought one, and if you look at his first video that he's done to his second video, you can see the smoothness in the shot straight away, and they enhance it massively. But you just literally, you can put your phone in, balance them out, and then you can just literally go and do your shots like this. And for example, this one has got a thumb thing in it, so you can control it mechanically, and then you can control the shutters and stuff. But this is quite heavy. This is not a put in your pocket and kind of go one. This is more so if you're going to be outside doing some big shots. But I would recommend it, but I'd probably say the next one I would recommend more so, and I'm going to take you through that one a bit more. So that's more of a solid, hard, really strong. I don't think this one's even available on the market anymore, it's that old, but it's a solid one, and it really, really works. It's actually really, really good. And the newer one, which is, I've done a review on it, funnily enough, is the FeiyuTech Vlog Pocket, and that's exactly why, because it fits in your pocket. It comes in this tiny little bag, and you'll see why. And you can literally put this in your pocket because it comes like that. That's how tiny it comes in at. It's brilliant. So with this one, you just pivot it out. There are little locking nuts just on there. Lock them in, then everything locks out into position. And then this one even comes with even comes with a little tripod as well that you just screw into the bottom, and it gives you the extra hand grip as well if you want to get longer shots. So with these, if you wanted to do it, this one is powered up just by your normal kind of USB. So you would set it out, and then what we need to do is you just have to ensure you get them balanced, because the key is with these, if you overbalance or put too much weight on one side, then you've got the motors doing far too much work to try and then counterbalance it out, and that's when you're going to come into issues and problems with motors and braking, and it's just not worth it. You can buy, depending on, you can buy weights and balances and all that kind of stuff to make sure it's balanced evenly. Whereas this one, for example, all you do, you set your phone in there, try keeping it as centre as possible. I mean, bearing in mind I've got quite a big phone and that's not balanced. So what you need to do is keep going until, for example there, that was too much. Oh, I can't get it balanced. But you get the general idea, is that you keep going, and there we go. So then now it's balanced, then motors are not going to be doing a really hard job. They're not going to be stressing, it's not going to be damaging them, and then you would get, when it's on, but you would get then some really smooth, nice gliding shots with them. And I highly recommend a gimbal like this. I highly recommend them. They just add so much more to your videography, to your shots, and again I'll put the link in the description for the actual review of this, and you can see some of the test footage that we did with the Vlog Pocket, but it's a really good one. I'm going to show you the website in a second, but I'm just going to jump back into the chat. Let's have a look. So let's have a look. So Victor, you're saying that the price is also good. I'm assuming that's for the other one. Yes, the price is actually really good. So Victor, does it work with an old GoPro? I'm assuming, Victor, you mean this one. All you have to do, if the size of it will grip into there, like I'll take this one out. For example, here, this is kind of more so, this big one is more or less, I can't show you, is more or less made for big smartphones. But if you're, you can buy extra settings and extra clips and stuff like that, but if it would rest within there and tighten it up, then absolutely. I know this one would fit, I think that one would definitely fit something like an action cam, or that kind of stuff. I actually have an action cam here, so I can give that one a try. Let me grab it from here. Dun, dun, dun. So I've got an action cam here. Don't ask me why, but I've got an action cam. So let's see if the action cam would fit inside there. So let's remove it out of the box. So as you can see, this is just one of the normal cheaper ones that you can pick up on the market. It's exactly the same. So if I push that out, there you go, and that fits absolutely snug in there. That's let me see, has this got any power in it? Let me see. Oh yeah, there you go. So it's got a bit of power in it, and as you can see, it's balancing that little camera perfectly in there. So that would be an absolute ideal one for kind of face vlogging, if you're doing it like this way, to keep it nice and smooth. If you wanted to turn it over so it was pointing that way, I'm not too sure, because of course what you'd have to do is overlap that, but it's no, you won't be able to do that way. But if you wanted to use a GoPro but face you, you could do that, I suppose. But yeah, that could work possibly. It won't work on the bigger one, but I would highly recommend either a gimbal or a tripod, because even using a tripod like this would take out any sort of jittery, any sort of bumps and lumps and stuff. It would help towards that. But if you're looking at getting some proper videography, some proper cinematography kind of shots, then I would highly recommend something like that. Now, I have got it on here. You can pick it up from, again, from Amazon. I'm not sponsored by Amazon, don't worry. Let's have a look. What's the price on it? Let's have a look. So, price on this one is just under £100. It's £99. So, again, you can probably get something similar. However, I would highly recommend the Vlog Pocket. I think it's for travelling around and commuting and just being able to have it in your bag or even in your coat pocket, being able to pull it out. This would be great for going to like theme parks and all that kind of stuff where you don't want to carry too much but you want to film some stuff. So I'd highly recommend it. Go and have a look. Go and check it out. Again, and the links will be in there at the end of the show. So make sure you go and take a look. So we've covered so far. Apps. We've done that. Check. Yes, we have. We've done gimbals and all that kind of stuff. And lastly is the sound, which is audio is a big thing when it comes to any sort of video. And I'm not comparing tonight's show, by the way, because tonight's show, in terms of what you're seeing, I do apologise. Honestly, I apologise a lot. But great audio is the key, and you can pick up a variety of different stuff. You can pick up lapel mics, which are Bluetooth, which is what I used to use, but then they started interfering with stuff in the studio. But if you're vlogging and wanting to be able to capture that great audio from right in front of you, then you would need something like this, which is a condenser shotgun mic. And the one I have here is the Comica CVM-VS08, which it's a mic that is built for just smartphone recording, nothing else. It's just built for smartphones. That's it. But the audio that you get from it, now if you look back at some of our earlier videos, i.e. last year on the show, we recorded most of our stuff using this mic, and I highly recommend it. Again, and you can use this on your setup on things like this as well. So as long as once you get it all in and you balance it out either by using counterweights, or you can pick up stuff from Amazon, which will help balance it. Or one other thing you can get is, it's like a little ring that you put on and you tighten it up, and then you can attach your mic onto there. So then it actually doesn't affect the top of the gimbal. But I'll show you what you get inside the Comica ones. You get, let's have a look. So inside you get what you would normally expect. So you still get the actual mic itself, which plugs in to the bottom of your smartphone, just there, nice and easy. And then you get different options for the top. So you either get this kind of pop shield, which is designed mainly for inside, or if you're looking at doing stuff outside, then you do have something called, it's in here, you've got something called, I don't know why they call it a dead cat, but it's you've got a dead cat just here, like that, which you pop just on the top there, and that again, that helps to take out any disruption from the wind that you might be doing when you're outside. And all it does, it clicks into the bottom of your smartphone, and it just helps to pick up really nice, really clear audio for whenever you're vlogging or anything like that. So if you're, imagine putting that on your setup, you could put it in the end of your phone there, and then you can make sure it's just balanced, because of course you don't want to overstress and you don't want to overwork the gimbals themselves. Now if you're doing it on this, it's only you that's holding it, so it's not that much of a problem. So you could literally put it on the end, bang, and you're done. Now you can still pick these up pretty cheap. So you can pick these up, say Amazon here for example, you can pick these up still relatively cheap, and you can probably even find replica ones. Like for example, this one is just over £41, but you can probably pick these up a lot cheaper, or get similar brands. So I'm only showing you stuff that I've used, stuff that I trust, and that I've worked with in the past. So these are definitely highly recommend in terms of your vlogging setup. So I would highly recommend them. Definitely worth having a little look. And again, you can see it from there. It clicks straight into the end of your smartphone. There's no messing around on there. Bang, straight in. Job is a good one. So in terms of a kind of setup, if you are looking at just starting out in vlogging, or you're looking at just wanting to have a little taster or teaser into videography, then these little items that we've said in the show tonight so far, they're a perfect stepping stone in kind of starting that journey. And you can pick them all up all really, really cheap, and go and try it. Go and have a look. So remember, try and have a look at the third-party apps. So it was Filmic Pro and Open Camera. Try them both. Try them both. They're absolutely fab. And then gimbals or tripods. Try them. Again, you will see these on the show quite a bit because I use these quite a lot in most of the shows and most of the stuff that I do, so I do use these quite a bit. The gimbals, or even that one, I don't really use that one as often as I should. It's a very, very good one though. Very old, but it's heavy. It's like a lump, but it's very, very good. And then finally, your audio as well. So with all those elements together, you should be then creating some amazing content. And if you are, or you intend to, let me know. Let me know. Either send us stuff on LinkedIn. Either send us stuff on Instagram, or you can send us stuff through the comments box and all that kind of stuff. It would be really, really good to find out if you do buy any, if you are looking at doing that kind of stuff. Let me know. So they are my top accessories, what I would recommend for you to get started out if you are looking at doing vlogging and all that kind of stuff. So because I've not been in, I'm going to jump back into the chat and see what you guys think of some of the products and some of the stuff that you've seen. So Gaz, thank you for the shout. You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome. The stuff that you're doing, I'm excited to see what you're doing next, where your channel's going. I'm really excited to see that. So keep doing it. Keep doing it. Love the work. So you're all saying it does look good and the prices are good. Yes, the prices are good on all the stuff. And again, you can probably get discount codes, and you can probably get different ones if you find them online. You don't have to necessarily go to Amazon for it. You can always look at different platforms, or different AliExpress, maybe GearBest, Wish, even. Have a look at those ones because you might be able to find them even cheaper. So Gary, you're saying your first video was stabilized via a phone. Yes, you let your phone's camera do all the stabilizing, and then your second one was via a gimbal. Yeah, so definitely worth it. If you do go and watch it, go and watch what he does, and you'll be able to see it in the footage. You'll be able to see it's very clear that it's gone from a smartphone to a gimbal. Let me know your experiences of it, Gary. What you think of a gimbal so far. So you're saying the gimbals are smartphone ones, but there are other models. Yes, you can buy little clip-ons and add-ons that you can click onto it and stuff. So they are definitely worth it. So Victor, you're saying you was just thinking about taking to Disney, obviously after the pandemic. But the last time I went with the GoPro, it was difficult to vlog. Yes. I went to Disneyland Paris last year or the year before, I think, and it is hard to try and do this and do that and do this, and so it's definitely worth investing in one of these just to make sure your battery's full, because I did day one, thought it was full, didn't go halfway through the day and it died. It was a bit of a pain in the bum, but it just makes your shots more enjoyable for when you watch them back. Instead of watching them being really annoyed that they're really shaky, it just does it really smooth. They are really, really nice. So Parth Patel, good evening to you. So there's only 3 people watching. Why are you still on? And I've got a very good answer for that, because those 3 people are part of our community. And of course, we treat every show as if there's thousands of people watching. That's why I still carry on. There's your answer for you. Enjoy the show. So Victor, sticking up for me there. Well done. So Victor, you'd be better with a tripod, but there's gimbals out there that would work with GoPros and action cams. There's a bunch of them. Definitely worth having a look. So you've just let's have a look. I'm assuming, Victor, you've just subscribed to Gary. Well done. That's it. Get in there. Go and see his show. You just need a converter as you don't have a jack to use a mic. Again, Gary, you can pick up all the accessories like that. I'm assuming. Do you mean the USB Is it USB-C to 3.5mm jack? Is that what you mean? If so, you can pick them up dead cheap on eBay. Just have a look on there. So I'm sure the way to improve the audio. So yeah, so thank you very much. So you did get the what are you saying there, Gary? You did get one of the vlog pockets, the grey and the smaller compact. They are, because as soon as you've finished, you can literally just, these have little locking nuts that you all snap into place. So you just literally snap them in, and you're there. You've packed it up and away. That's how simple it is. Definitely worth having a look. Definitely worth having a look. And I want to say, first of all, thanks to everybody in the comments. So you've been jumping in, you've been talking. It's been great. It's been great. I just wish that the video, the technical hitches could have gone a lot better. But I did want to say happy 4th of July to happy Independence Day to our American friends. Hope you're having a good day. Have a great weekend of celebrations. Here in the UK, our 4th of July, and what most people are celebrating is because all the pubs have opened. Ha ha! So yeah, everybody's out celebrating, having a drink. I think so. I think they must be. But yeah, that's what's happening here. Just what I don't know if I mentioned it at the start of the show, so I wanted to say a happy 4th of July. But what else is going to be happening on the show? So when we reach 6,000 subscribers, we have got another competition on the way. When we're about 100 away, which is not too far now, we'll be putting a post out asking you guys what kind of things would you want as a competition prize, just to get a bit of a feel about it. So make sure you stand by and look out for that. And we've still got loads of videos coming up. So you may have seen, I think it was yesterday or the day before, we published our video on the microphone, the Filmic Pro. That review went live, so I hope you've seen it. If not, go and check it out. But we're going to teach you some little hacks as well on the next video. We're going to be teaching you how to do, you may see if you have more than, I think it's 10,000 followers on Instagram, you get the swipe up feature automatically where it'll take you to somewhere. Well, we've got a bit of a hack, and we're going to show you how to do that if you have got less than 10,000 subscribers. If you follow me on Instagram, you may know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to teach you how to do that in our next video, so stand by and look out for that one. We've got the Samsung Galaxy Watch Active comparison with the LG 20, so with the Lenfo LG 20 smartwatch, the Active Watch clone. We're going to be putting them side by side and seeing, is it worth holding out? Is it worth buying a newer one? Is it worth buying an older one? I'll tell you my brief overview. Yes, it is a very good watch, the Lenfo one, for a clone. It is really good. However, for my birthday, I went and got the Samsung Active Watch 1 because all the features that you got in terms of the OS of the Samsung Active Watch 2 went over to the 1, so you got all the same benefits. So I thought, well, what's the point? So I bought one off eBay, got it on there, bosh. That's why, but I'm going to be comparing them side by side and seeing, is it really worth the money? So make sure you look out for that one. We've got having the Samsung Active Watch 1 in 2020. Is it really worth it? There's going to be some bits like that. And we've got a few more videos coming up as well. So plenty to come up still. But if you are watching this back on the replay and you have got any questions, queries, anything like that, please let us know in the comments. Go and get them in, because of course the show was designed around you, our audience, and we really want you to get involved. So get your questions in, get them in. But if you are a business and you want to sponsor one of these shows as well, you can do. All you need to do is email the show. It's info@MMBTechTv.co.uk, and we can supply you with all the details there. Or what you can do, if you haven't already, you can head over to our website. You can go to MMBTechTv.co.uk if you haven't been yet, and you can head over to the contact section. Once you've headed over there, you can either contact us through there, and of course we'll try and reach out to you as much as we can, or if you want a question to be involved in our next show, our next live stream, you can submit them just there and get them in. So of course, because the show was designed around you. If you haven't been to the website, go and have a look. There's blogs on there, there's videos on there, there's all our merchandise as well, so it's definitely worth having a little look. If you haven't seen it already, go and jump in, go and have a look. We always really appreciate it, so go and have a look. One last final look into the comments. I can see some comments popping in the corner of my eye before we wrap up for the night. So Let's have a look. I did wonder about that very interesting hack. Yes, Gary, it is a very interesting hack. Someone showed me a business I was working alongside. They showed me how to do it, and I was like, oh, that's amazing. Why does no one else know about that? I think, but I'm going to go through those hacks and teach you how to do it as well. But thank you very much for sticking with us. I know it's been a bit of a tricky show, but I appreciate you sticking around. If you're watching this back on the replay, thanks for joining us. And of course, as always, get your questions, comments down in the comments box below, because of course the show was designed all around you, our community. But thank you very, very much for joining us. But until next time, it's bye-bye for now. See you later.